Hello, my name is Liz and this is Liz Arts and Crafts, and today I'm wanting to show you a tutorial for how to make this tapestry crochet bubble. So I came up with this design a couple months ago and it's pretty simple but kind of cute, so I thought I'd make a video tutorial on how to make it. I also have created a written tutorial that is much more detail oriented and has multiple ways to read the graph, and also contains an alphabet expansion pack where you can create your own words essentially in short phrases to make your own speech bubbles. So go check that out if you're interested and you feel like you learn better from a written pattern, or you want to check out the alphabet pack. Okay, before we get started, I also wanted to share a little bit of inspiration for you. So I'll put on the screen some projects that were already made using my pattern, so you can see that other people have made it and what cute ideas they have. If you want to see more information about what yarn they used, and if you want to see more pictures, because I wasn't able to include them all in the video, definitely check out my pattern. It'll be in there. Yes, so, and as one final plug for the alphabet expansion pack, here are some words that my testers have created besides the word hello, just in case you're interested. Okay, so before we get started, I just have one note, and that is for left-handed crocheters. I have a more detailed note in the caption about instructions, and throughout the video I try to take note whenever there's a special instruction for left-handed crocheters that's different than right-handed, because I am right-handed myself. Okay, now this pattern is going to heavily reference a color work graph, and so I'm going to quickly display those on the screen. So first I'll show you the right-handed graph, and if you're working the right-handed, you can refer to this point in the video. You can come back to this part of the video, or you can screenshot this so you can refer to this graph as you're making your tapestry. And I'm also going to flash it up for left-handed crocheters, so go ahead and take a peek at that. It'll be useful, and the main thing we're going to be referencing once we start actually making the graph. Okay, so let's jump right into the supplies and get started making it. The supplies required for this project are yarn in white and black, and a hook to correspond with the yarn. I used worsted weight acrylic yarn and a 4mm hook. To start off, for row 0, you'll chain 27 plus 1, or 28, in white. This is the foundation chain and where you'll be working row 1 in 2. For the first few rows, we'll only be working in white, and we'll introduce the color work in row 3. Okay, so for row 1, you start in the second chain from your hook, and you place a single crochet. And continue to single crochet across until you have a total of 27 single crochets in white. Okay, we're reaching the end of row 1 here. At the end of every row, you'll chain 1 and turn your work. Alright, so row 2, we're going to place increases. So place an increase in the first stitch, which means you single crochet twice in one stitch, and then continue to single crochet across, placing 25 single crochets. Once you reach the end of row 2, place another single crochet increase in the last stitch for a total of 29 stitches in row 2. Then you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Row 3, we're going to start by placing an increase at the beginning, and row 3 is also where we're going to start following the color work chart. So after 4 white stitches, there is a black box in the graph, so that indicates we switch to black. To switch from white to black, on your very last white single crochet before you finish it, pull through with the black yarn instead. Now you'll have the black yarn as your working yarn, and you can place the single crochets in black. And following the chart, you do 4 single crochets in black and then switch back to white. And again, to switch back, you pull through with white on your last black single crochet. So here you see I dropped the black and then I pull through with the white. And you always drop your work to the back on the right side or odd rows. So row 3, 5, etc. All right, and then you chain 1 and turn your work to start row 4. So row 4, we still have increases, so place 1 increase at the beginning and end of row 4, and continue to follow the color work chart. Now, since it's an even row, this is going to be a wrong side row, so when you change colors, make sure to drop your yarn towards you or pull your yarn towards you. It makes it so the odd side rows are clean looking and the even side rows are kind of messy. For row 5, we do not place any increases and we continue to follow the color work chart. And you continue doing this through row 9. Here's how my tapestry is looking after row 9. So for row 10, we're going to start placing decreases. So place 1 single crochet decrease at the beginning and end of every row. So to place the increase, you start by starting a single crochet in the first stitch but not finishing it, and then starting a single crochet in the second stitch until you have 3 loops on your hook, and then you pull yarn over and pull through all 3, and then continue following the graph in single crochet across the row until you reach the last 2 stitches and place a decrease in the last 2 stitches. All right. And that completes the color work portion, so you can actually cut off the black yarn. For row 11, we only use the color white, and we place 1 single crochet decrease at the beginning, then we single crochet 27 across, and single crochet decrease 1 at the end, for a total of 29 single crochet decreases. Then for row 12, you do something similar where you single crochet decrease, single crochet 25, and single crochet decrease for a total of 27 stitches. And then cut off your yarn and fasten off. So we have the bubble done, it's looking pretty good. Okay, now we're gonna add the tail portion to our graph. So grab your white yarn again. And in the 10th stitch from the left, we're going to join our yarn to our work. And for right-handed crocheters, we're going to join to the back of the work as I'm showing you. And I'm going to pause right here. Left-handed crocheters, you can go to the description to read the in-depth instructions for it. But you're going to rotate your work so that the word is upside down but facing you, and join your work in a similar spot above the E, but with the work facing you instead of facing away like I have. Okay, back to right-handed crocheters. You can join your work in from the 10th stitch from the left, right under that E. And we're going to join to the back of the work. And then you can chain 1 and then single crochet 6 across and turn your work. So you'll have 6 stitches on your first row of the tail. All right, here's how it looks. And then you can chain 1 and turn your work. So for row 2, place a single crochet increase in the first stitch, then single crochet 1, then single crochet decrease 1. That'll have 2 stitches unworked at the end, and then chain 1 and turn your work. All right, for row 3 of the tail, we're going to place a single crochet decrease, in the first 2 stitches, and then place a single crochet increase, and then another single crochet increase. So we'll have 5 total stitches in this row. And chain 1 and turn your work. For row 4, place a single crochet increase, then a single crochet decrease for a total of 3 stitches. And this will be the end of the tail portion, and we will, but don't tie off yet because we're going to add a single crochet border around the whole project. All right, so chain 1, and then okay, we're going to crochet around our tapestry as I've indicated here in red for right-handed crocheters, and for left-handed you're going to actually go the opposite direction. And for both left and right-handed crocheters, place a decrease, 2 decreases at the inner corners of the speech bubble near those blue arrows I have indicated, and near the yellow arrow at the tip, place the single crochet, chain, and single crochet all in one space at the very tip. After you place your border, fasten off your yarn and weave in any ends you have. Next, we're going to work on adding a hanging to the top. So count about 11 stitches from the right on the top and join in your yarn using the white. Leave a bit of a tail so you can weave it in easily. And then chain 10, or however long you want your hanging to be. All right, here's how mine's looking after 10. And then count 11 stitches in from the left and join in your yarn at that stitch. And be careful not to twist your hanging. And slip stitch your yarn to that spot or to that space and cut your yarn with enough to weave in the ends. And then you can pull your yarn through, and there's how it's looking. So you just have to weave in all your ends, and the tapestry portion is going to be complete now. Here's how it's looking before I block it. You can stop here, or if you want it to lay a little flat, like maybe yours is curling a little bit, like mine is a little bit curling. And first you get it totally wet with water, so I just put it in my sink and let the water run over it. And then I air dry it. So first I washed it off with a towel just a little bit, and then I air dried it overnight. And then the next day it was lying a lot more flat. So you could leave it here if you'd like, or if you want to take it one step further, we can add a backing. So that's what I'm going to show you for the rest of the video. So here's the supplies I needed for the backing: some tacky glue, some felt, and some scissors. I used white felt because it matched my tapestry pretty well. First thing you want to do is cut your felt to size. And to size, I mean a little bit smaller than your tapestry, since we're going to be sewing it onto the back and you want it to be a little bit hidden. So maybe 1/2 centimeter to 1 centimeter of allowance on all sides. And I didn't include the tail part because it's kind of tricky to sew that on. I just did an oval. And then you're going to go ahead and use tacky glue or Elmer's glue to glue this onto your backing. This is to keep it in place so we can sew it in later. After you let the glue dry for a day, you can sew the backing on to make it stay in place more firmly. So you can go ahead and just sew along the edge of your felt in the same color that you use, so white for me. And I sewed all the way around my felt backing. Once I made it all the way around, I just tied the yarn in a knot and weaved in my ends, or slash hid my ends in the tapestry. I like adding this backing. It's not necessary, but it gives the piece a nice finished look, and it makes it more sturdy and flat. All right, so then cut off your ends, make sure all your ends are weaved in and everything, and you're all done. You have your very own Hello Tapestry. All right, so that's it. So you have your very own Hello Tapestry now. Thanks so much for watching and tuning in to my channel today. I'm so thankful that you stuck around, and if you made this, that's really awesome. You can tag me or DM me on Instagram if you make this, or send me an email with your pictures, or just, I don't know, let me know in the comments if you make it, because it's super fun for me. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.